Nice.
But anyway, here we are.
We're
recording. We're live for the first time.
So crazy.
This is crazy. And, like, it's exciting.
I know.
We've been talking about this for years.
Yeah, years.
Like, years.
Yeah.
Like, everyone talks about, like, pre-pandemic, you know? Like,
yeah.
It's going that far back.
Yeah.
And, like, here it is.
Here it is.
So
we're doing it.
We're doing it. But, like, we know each other, but nobody else out there who might be listening to this, they may not know who each other are. Like,
no.
Your friends will be listening to this, maybe. And I don't, like, you know, and, like, my friends, and, like, we don't always hang out together with all of our friends groups. Like, we have two different
We have way different friend groups.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know about you, but, like, for me, I have different friend groups. Like, you know.
Oh, yeah. You know, all your different things you do, you know. Work friends, you know. After work activities, party friends.
That kind of makes me sound like a whore.
I didn't say you were charging for it.
No. Oh, that's true. Awesome. Give that shit away for free.
Fuck yeah. So right. I guess we should basically tell people who we are.
Yeah.
I'll go first, I guess.
Okay.
So I'm Nathan. I don't think my last name is super important at this point, but I'm from Elmira, Ontario, you know?
Yeah.
Grown up here, or in the area at least. Like.
Yeah, that's true.
From like 86 till 2000, I lived here. Mm-hmm. And then I moved out to West Mount Rose in 2000. Mm-hmm. And then 2015, Maryhill. Yeah, and then 2020, back to Elmira. But yeah, like, so I'm from the area for sure. And Dana is as well. And we know each other roughly from like way back in the day. Like your brother played hockey.
Yeah, I was going to say that's how we met.
And like your mom and you would come to watch all the games. So I knew you from there for sure. That's probably the earliest that I can remember.
Both your parents coached my brother.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and then we don't even have to go into the whole thing, but like, then we started to work together at IPA.
Yeah. Both got the same teenage job. Like, and in our town, like you either worked at one of two grocery stores. Yeah. McDonald's, or you had some sort of random job.
Right. And we were from like the age of Elmira before the big expansion. There wasn't all these other businesses to work at.
I remember at like when it was around when high school was ending, like grade 11, 12, when we got the Tim Hortons. Right. And we're like, oh my God, shit. We've got a Tim Hortons. Right. Whoa. Like it was just this big thing.
It was though.
Oh, Tim Hortons. Or like when the grocery store that we did work at moved to further outside of town.
Yeah.
And then they started to be open 24 hours. We're like, for what?
Yeah. Like
nothing happens here.
No. Who the fuck shops? Like, they don't do that anymore for a reason, right? Because, like,
that
was a wild idea.
Yeah, that was kiboshed immediately. Because no one was fucking going.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, I mean, I don't want to tell, like, our story before, like, anyway, Nathan, that's me. I grew up in Elmira, played hockey, went to school here, graduated high school here. Now I'm back working here. I guess I'm that small town guy.
Yeah.
And, I guess you'll learn more about me if you don't know me already. How about?
Yeah, well, I'm Dana. Yeah. Same here. Born and raised in Elmira. Like I left for college, which I think everybody who grows up here should. You should leave this town at least once, and then you can come back. Yeah, that's totally cool. Yeah. You need to leave once. Yeah. So no, I went to Thunder Bay, and then Brockville. And then came back and have been here ever since. So I'm pretty much BNR, born and raised around here. And like my parents still live in the same house that was their first house. So yeah.
That's awesome though.
Yeah. Roots run deep around here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like basically like my mom's whole side is grown up in Woolwich Township or Wellesley Township. Mm-hmm. Like, I remember we actually just found the other day, my mom was at my auntie's house, and she found, like, yearbooks from, like, the 40s when they were going there. So that was pretty cool to look through. But, yeah, BNR, born and raised.
Hell yeah.
And, like, like, I met you with playing hockey with my brother, and I don't know, did you play baseball growing up around here?
No, I didn't do baseball.
Or were you the soccer kid then?
I did some soccer.
Yeah. So that's the other thing. That's the only two summer sports to play in Elmira, soccer and baseball. And you either were one or you just didn't play sports.
Yeah. No, I soccer in the summer, hockey in the winter. That's it.
See, I did baseball in the summer. Like Rob and I both did baseball. And then because he played hockey, and that's a very like involved sport. You're traveling, you're doing stuff. My parents signed me up for bowling, which was just down the street. So, like, you can just walk to bowling. We have to take your brother to hockey.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which, like, whatever. You know, no shade. And it's not like they didn't come at all. They definitely did, but it's not hockey.
No, it's not the
same. Which
anyone
who is born and raised in Canada and who, especially from a small town, like, hockey's life.
Yeah.
And Elmira is no exception.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. How busy the parking lot is during Sugar King games is ridiculous.
Yeah. And it's always been a packed house.
Yeah.
Back in the day, like, the original arena, like, wasn't very big, but, like, they jammed that sucker to the tits with people. Right?
Well, and then, and then they, like, put blinds up over the windows and stuff, so you can't even, like, watch for free.
Oh, no,
or, like, you can't.
Must pay to see this show.
If you want to see this show, you got to pay.
These are our best boys.
Yeah.
They've been in the system since they were 4 or 5. You need to pay to see this.
Honestly, one of my, like, you know how you've got, like, things that kind of, you know, if you didn't play hockey, that was weird. Or, like, you have stuff that would get you, like, disowned. Like, we talk about, like, in our family, like, things that would get you disowned, like not liking apple pie or, like, whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Mine for Elmira would be, like, I can count on one hand sparingly the amount of Sugar King games I've been to. I'm not a puck bunny.
Yeah.
And, like, I just didn't follow them.
Right. Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Like, there are other things to do in this town. But yeah, people do love the Kings.
They do. They do. And it's nice to see, like, a community surround itself for its own community.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what that didn't make any sense.
Well, yeah. You like to see people come together, you know what I mean, and support each other. Yeah. We're leaving that in. Yeah. That's not going anywhere. Shit. So I guess
you're gonna find a lot of that.
Yeah, there's gonna be some weird shit going on. But, like, yeah, so we've known each other for a while. We started with that story, and then you dated one of my friends. That
sure
happened
did.
too. So we worked together, and then whatever.
Yeah,
life went on, drift apart, right?
Yeah, we both worked at Freiburgers.
Yeah.
Which is where, well, I think you should, like, which is where you met, like, your wife.
Yeah.
And that's where your love story began.
That's where it began. That's maybe time for another podcast. Maybe we'll have her on here. We'll tell that story.
Oh my God, obviously.
Right?
We gotta have her.
Get her on here.
Yeah.
But then, life went on, and then you started dating one of my best friends, and then we were hanging out a lot more again. And and then you guys broke up or whatever, and then didn't see you as much, but we'd still run into each other at
the
Stag
CT.
and Does, the CT, exactly, the CT,
the
like
CT.
Elmira
That's
things,
basically
you know
where
what
I
I
lived
mean?
in my 20s.
Like, we would run into each other at that, or like hanging out with like the Martins or whatever, right? We cross paths, and like I even think like it was near the end of like, I don't know, when did we like, well, obviously you and I don't even want to name drop because you and him broke up, and I don't think we had talked about podcasting yet. No. It's early then, but like somehow in like the last like 7 years, I would say, we would start talking about like podcasts we listened to, and we'd exchange stories, and we'd talk about that, and like we would always just like get together, like at these like get-togethers and drinking and whatever, and we'd chat it up in the garage or wherever we are, and we'd be telling these wild stories, and we're both just thinking like, we should do something about this. Like, we got these stories, and like they're awesome stories. Like, some of your stories are great, and like, so it's like, why not record them, and maybe someone else will find them funny too. Maybe somebody else is like bored at work and wants a half an hour of stupid shit to listen to. Yeah. And I think we can supply that.
We definitely can.
And that's what we had said years ago. Like, this idea was years ago, and then we kept saying, we gotta do it, we gotta do it, we gotta do it. And then it's like, life goes on, and like time flies, and then like you realize, fuck, you can't keep saying you got to do it.
Yeah,
so
you actually have to do it.
We're gonna do it. So let's see if that's how we got here. Like we're just like, we both have a love for podcasts. Yep. We both listen to them all the time. We have we each listen to different ones, some similar ones, but like comedians and whatnot. And we know the value of like stupid shit for half an hour. Absolutely. When you're like driving around the country or whatever, like from job to job at work or whatever you're doing. Yeah. Cleaning the house. Like takes the voices out of your head and puts like fresh ones in.
For sure. And you're right. Like the two of us have so many like random, weird, only kind of us kind of stuff. And and we do, like, we would see each other at parties or whatever, and then we need to, like, we should do something with this. Like, people should probably hear these stories because, first of all, it's probably happened to them. Second of all, there's no way some of this shit has happened to them.
Right. Exactly.
And, like, we find ourselves very funny. Like, we always have a good time. So why not share it out with other people?
We find each other funny. I don't think we're so full of ourselves that we think we're funny. It's just I think she's funny. And she sometimes thinks I'm funny. And hopefully this turns into funny for you.
Oh my God. And trust and believe that most of my stories, it's people laughing at me, not with me.
Oh yeah.
Some of the shit I've been.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
So here we are.
Yeah, so here we are.
So you said you had a story for me.
Oh my God.
Now would be a time.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Well, so I don't know if you know or if I think I have. Like I've told you about how I go and sit with this lady that I know, like this older lady, so that her daughter, because she has Alzheimer's and dementia, and so her daughter can leave, get groceries, because she just can't be left alone. She's super nice. I love her dearly. Like, she's such a sweetheart. She just can't be left alone. And anyway, so I was watching her for, like, the full day. And the daughter said, oh, yeah, so Mom makes her lunch, as you know. So she makes 1.5... crap. Why can't I think of it? Oh yeah, 1.5 Cheese Whiz sandwiches every day with like a pudding or like whatever, and that's her lunch.
Okay. Healthy.
But there's salad in there if you want it, blah blah blah. And I said, okay. And like their kitchen is really dark, so then I make myself this bowl of salad. I get out into the living room to have lunch with her, and then I look down and like the salad's no good. Like it's not good. Like it's past its expiry date. And it's like, now I've got a full bowl of salad and like, I'm not eating it. I'm not going to eat it and like make myself sick.
Yeah.
Like, and then be like sick in somebody else's bathroom. Like at least Elvis got to die in his own bathroom.
True.
I think of that all the time when I'm sick and not at home. Like even Elvis got to die in his own bathroom.
That's awesome.
So I'm like, well, what am I going to do with this? Because now I've got this like full bowl of salad. Like I feel like I wasted it. And I don't know about you, but like, growing up, like you didn't waste food, like starving kids in Africa, all that kind of jazz.
Yeah, I heard it all.
So, and like some people think like wasting food is so rude. So like I'm like, okay, well, how am I gonna do this? So I've got a bag. So then, like I'm like, okay, so I just need to find something to put this in so that I can just put it in my bag and then I can just like throw it out when I get home or something. So so I'm looking all around. I cannot find like a spare container. I look through the recycling, like I don't know what to do. And so all I find is this empty Gatorade bottle. And I'm just like, all right, here we go. So, cause I can't just like put this salad in the garbage. Cause I don't want them to see that I've wasted all this.
Empty Gatorade bottle.
So like I try and like spoon it in, but it's like that broccoli slaw, so it's like super stiff.
Chunky,
it is not
shit.
malleable like at all.
I don't like that stuff.
So then I had to just like hand bomb it into the bottle.
This is good.
Yeah, so, like, I'm just trying to cram all this fucking salad into this bottle, praying, like, she doesn't come out and see me and be like,
yeah,
what
exactly.
are you doing?
That's what I'm thinking. Here we go.
Like, she has dementia, but she still has eyes.
I don't want to get caught throwing this out. That's rude. But could you imagine getting caught stuffing it into the Gatorade bottle by hand? Nothing.
What are you doing? I don't think there's an answer. Like, that. Nothing about this. Like, it's not going to be a good answer.
It's not good.
No. So, I get it in there. I shove it in my bag, whatever. And then I have a friend that I was visiting afterwards. He's like, I live in the same town. Like, why don't you stop by? Which is not a close town. Like, it's like an hour drive. So, I'm like, yeah, 2 birds kind of thing. So perfect. I go to his house and I'm like, do you have a garbage? Which is a stupid question because of course you do. But like, I need to use your garbage.
Right.
And he's like, why? Like, fair.
Yeah.
Like, of course. But like.
It's not a request.
Why are you asking? Yeah, it's not a request. And so I told him about this, like hand bombing this salad into this water bottle. And he looks at me, goes, why wouldn't you have just put it in a bag? And I was like, a bag! Oh my God! I was like, you're the smartest guy I know. Like, yeah. It did not even occur to me to find a Ziploc bag to put this in. So now he's laughing at me for this salad thing, like hand bombing a salad into an empty Gatorade bottle God. When I could have just like found a Ziploc bag and just dumped it in there.
Nicely done, Dana. You took care of it.
No, it's amazing how my brain leaves me in a panic. Like, all logic and reason fly out a window if I'm in a panic, even slightly.
Oh,
like,
and then all of a sudden it hits you, and you're like, where are we on that one, dipshit?
Yeah,
like
exactly. And then somebody comes along and be like, why didn't you just put it in a bag?
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
What do you want me to say? I'm not smart. Like, hey. I'm not smart.
Hey. Not everyone's a genius, and I am by no means a genius either.
I may not be a smart lady.
Fuck yeah, I love that movie.
But I can put salad in a bottle.
Holy fuck, damn.
Fuck, and just like classic me. That's classic DK.
Problem solver, though.
Oh, man.
You got there. Fucking right.
Well, just like that boob in the cake I put in last week. True. So, like, went to my friend's 40th birthday party because we're all turning 40 now. Ugh.
Yeah, you guys are old.
Yeah, and we all dressed up as him, and my friend brought a shrimp ring, and she's like, hey, check and see if that shrimp is still frozen. So I reach across, and I pick one up, and there's, like, 2 that come with it. And we're all just like, aha, it's still frozen, blah, blah, blah. And I can hear my friend in the back saying, like, blah, blah, blah. But I can't actually hear her.
Right.
And then I turn around and I look at her and she's like, your boob was in the cake. And that's what I was telling you. And sure as shit, like, it looks like the cake has a big smile because it's, like, right around the one edge. And then because I dressed up as him and he's got a thong and a bra on the outside of his clothes. I've got this, like, white bra and now it looks like I'm lactating orange frosting through the bra. Yep.
You leveled up your costume.
Oh, yeah. Classic DK. Oh, yeah. Classic DK. So then later on, we didn't tell, like, the birthday boy. And then later on, he goes to cut the cake. He's like, what the fuck happened here? And then we told him, and he's like, oh, my God, everyone, did you know that, like, this happened? And my friend, she's also, like, really, she's been giving her a bit. She goes, oh my God, he just told everyone. Like, while we were, he's like, he just told everyone. How embarrassing. It's like, no, that's not, yeah, that's the embarrassing part. It's not this, like, one orange boob, this, like, clockwork orange boob I've got going on. It's that he told everyone. And it's just a small house party. It's not like it's this huge auditorium of people, like, they can see it. Although they might not have been looking because it was like 5 straight white gals and like the rest was just like Spanish homosexuals. There was so much ass and penis out.
Well,
like our one friend was like, oh my God, there's so many penises out. She goes, I'm trying not to look, but they're everywhere.
There's penises everywhere.
Well, because, like, some of them were dressed in, like, you know, Spider-Man or Captain America, like, one, like, a leotard suit.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And some of them were clearly not wearing underwear because it was clear everything. Like, everything was clear.
Everything was clear.
Yeah.
Oh, a bunch of Ricky Martin fans over there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
There's a lot of dick.
I'm sure the straight ladies weren't complaining.
No. It just feels so socially awkward. I feel like that's the time that, like, the socials take, like, a flip.
Right.
Because, like, as a woman, like, yeah, dudes are always looking at your boobs. Like, it doesn't even have to be pervy. They're gonna look. It's just what they do.
It's just the way she goes.
It is. It's just the way she goes.
Yeah.
And, like, if you own a pair of tits, you know.
For sure.
So now I feel like that's the reverse of, like, we're just staring at dongers. Like, that's, like, the lady version of, like, staring at tits. Like,
absolutely.
You're trying not to look, but you can't also not look. Like,
well, if it's on display. You know what I mean?
Right? Like, if it's out there, I'm gonna take a peek.
It's the exact same thing.
Exactly.
Exact same thing.
You're gonna
like,
look.
as a guy, you're not out there just looking at tits. Like, that's not the way. We're not out on the hunt.
Also,
but, like, if the tits are out, you're gonna see them.
I'm at least gonna do a side glance.
Just like if you're walking around with your Spider-Man costume on and your cock's bulging.
Yeah.
People are gonna see that. They're gonna take note because not often are cocks just hanging around, right?
No,
like,
that's true. Like, boobs are everywhere, but there's not, you know, it's not every day there's a dick out at a party.
Yeah, wang's not just hanging out everywhere. Like, fuck. That's
Unless
awesome.
you used to hang out with that, like, a crowd that always had that, like, one guy that had absolutely no business being nude, but he was the
always
one
the guy
to get nude.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting wasted at a party, the guy who shouldn't take his clothes off is exactly who's taking his clothes off.
I know that guy.
I've met a couple too.
Yeah, I'm related to one of those guys. One of my brothers. You get a few drinks in him, and all of a sudden the clothes are off. And we may not have asked for it. I mean, actually, we definitely didn't ask for it.
You never ask
But
for it.
we got it.
And even if you do, it's never going to be the one you would ask for.
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
Don't you feel like it's a little warm in here?
Yeah. You look hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like on Letterkenny, just pop those pants right off.
Oh, great show. It's too bad that show's over.
I know.
Sad.
Well, they still have Shoresy, which is great too.
Shoresy's
I
awesome.
fucking love Shoresy. And I love that, like, the creator of both of those is just like a guy who lives 30 minutes down the road.
It's pretty cool, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knowing I would have probably run into him unknowingly at Modine's.
It could have happened. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you ever get down to the Mo Dirty before it closed?
I did, yeah.
Nice.
Not as an adult, though. I went to Mo, like, when I was at hockey tournaments and shit, I went in there for lunch. So I got to see, like, the daytime.
You got to see it.
Yeah, I got to see it.
Yeah, it's like going to the strip club at the daytime.
Exactly like that. It's
checking it out in natural light.
You see you see all the things. Mm-hmm. It's better off at nighttime for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I did go. So
nice.
It's too bad it's gone now too.
I definitely went to the Mo Dirties after dark quite a few times.
For sure.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Oh yeah.
I've got a friend who is born and raised in Listowel. And she had never gone, and she's like, how have you gone to Modine's? But I haven't. I live here. I'm like, it's because you're so much younger than me. Like, it would have closed by the time you would have gotten around to it, I'm assuming.
Right.
Because, and why wouldn't you have? And, like, how did you not get in there underage? Like,
that's
the first time I was at the CT, I was 16.
Yeah.
Like,
that's kind of how she goes.
Yeah.
In places like that.
Exactly. Oh, man. I went, the first time I was ever at the CT, do you remember that lady who used to come into the grocery store who, she had this, like, short jet black hair, and she kind of looked like a dude? Like, she was very muscular, but very, like, masculine facial features, too.
Well, I don't know.
So I'm just, like, 16, working at the local grocery store in the deli, and this chick would come by to get deli meat for, you know, and we would just, like, chat, you know, customer service, just being nice. Anyway, the one day she goes, oh, I'm getting engaged to this guy, Jerry, from town. Like, and we're going to have our stag and doe couple shower, whatever you want to call it, at the CT. You should come. And I was like, all right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, this is really random because, like, we've never hung out. I'm not quite sure what your first name is. But I'm 16.
Yeah,
like,
I serve you deli meat.
Yeah, exactly. I just serve you deli meat.
Yeah.
But sure, I'll go.
Sounds cool.
Again, what a story. Anyway, so I go there. And actually, later on, the guy that she ended up getting engaged to, he ended up having a kid with somebody else that I know. And it's just hilarious how that all kind of like goes together.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so I'm at the CT and I have a seat and I sit beside this one gal from town. And she's like, oh, how's it going? Who are you? Oh, like, how many kids do you have? Like, meanwhile, back at the ranch, she's met me a few times because I babysat for her boyfriend's younger brothers.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, we've actually met before. I don't have any kids. I'm 16. But I found out later, like, they didn't end up getting married. She ended up meeting some guy from the States, moving down there, and he fucking murdered her. Like,
what?
Yeah. Like, way later on. I forget how it came up in conversation, and I forget who I was talking to. But they said, yeah, like, they never ended up getting married. Because, like, obviously I've talked about it. I brought up that story a bunch of times because, like, you talk about, hey, when was your first time at the CT? Or, like, you know, when was the first time you ever went to a bar? Did you ever get in there underage?
Yeah.
And, like, that's a great story. Yeah, some random chick that I met from serving her deli meat invited me to her stag and doe or couple shower.
Right.
But yeah, so I went there and that was fine. And then, like, we never hung out again. And shortly after they broke up, she moved to the States, met some guy, and he straight up murdered her.
That's so fucked up.
That's so fucked up.
That's so fucked up.
Like, it's so random, so fucked. I was like, oh my God.
Fucking 6 degrees of Dana or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, shit.
Now that's a real thing. 6 degrees of human separation.
Fucking wild.
That's a real thing.
Fucking CT, though. Like,
fucking love a CT.
So I moved back to town thinking, hell yeah, I finally have a fucking town with a bar in it that's open late.
Yeah.
Because, like, when we lived in Westmount Rose, like, there's no bar there. And Maryhill, there was a bar there. Yeah. But it was, like, for old people. Like, it's all, like, retired seniors that go to it. Yeah. It's a country bar.
Maryhill had its own CT.
Tavern. Exactly. Yep. But
the commercial tavern.
She closes early. They shut her down by, like, 10. And, like, you had to pay a cover charge to get in because you had to see the band. The band is the guy that lives at the bar and runs it. But, all right, I'll pay your cover charge to come and get some chicken tendies. Yeah. And then get told we got a last call in, like, half an hour. Because, like, I tried. I wanted to support it. But it was like, you guys, like... Anyway, so I was excited to go back to Elmira. I was like, right on. Back to town, Syrup Festival, CT. I can be in Elmira, fucking, you know. If you're from Elmira, you know there's some things that you fucking always do. There's the Syrup Festival and what goes around that. It's for the tourist, you're thinking we're coming to town, we're driving through fucking 3 hours of fucking traffic to come get some overpriced shit. Yeah. Absolutely do that. It's still fun.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
That's where it's at. But the people from Elmira do that a little differently.
Yeah, we do.
You know? And so back in the day, you could go to the CT.
Yeah, that's the only place you could go. You did go.
Pinned, and it was packed. And, like, that's what you do. Satfest is like a 3-stage event.
Yeah,
you get up, you have some drinks, you go down, get breakfast, you come back, you have some more drinks, you go back down for lunch, you come back, have some more drinks, and maybe you go back again and see what's left. But, like, so that's a different... We'll talk about Satfest another time.
It's a marathon. Sure. It's not a sprint.
That'll come up. And it is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a great time. So I was excited for that. Yeah. The other thing I was excited was for the CT. Come back to town. Welcome to 2020. We don't have a CT anymore. She closes down. As soon as I moved back to town, they closed. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I've been gone for so long. I finally come back, and the fucking bar closes.
Devastating. Because, like, the CT, the Central Tavern, was the place to go.
Downtown.
the only place to go.
The only place.
But the place to go.
Only place for a while. There's another place now.
Well.
There's a brewery, but like it's a little bit further away. If you're like a townie, if you're fucking living close to downtown, which I am, it would have been nice to have a
it's 10-minute
downtown stumble. Whereas the Rural Roots, I got to fucking trek. And I do.
Yeah.
I do enjoy that place. But
for sure.
I was bummed about the CT closing down. That's where I was going with this. Because like I finally come the fuck back to town. I just wanted some ghetto-ass CT shit.
Well, and I still lived at home, like when I'd go down there all the time. And when I was growing up, like a bunch of my friends lived on Queen. And so there's where Queen and Bauman like converge. I don't even know if I want to say that.
Right? Yeah. TMI.
Yeah, right? But none of us live there anymore, so I guess it's not a TMI.
It's all good.
So there's like this White House on the corner there, and we'd always say we'll meet at the White House. So we always met at the White House, and we always walked down to the bar. Like, it was just right there. Yeah. It was awesome. Like, it was such a central location. You could walk there.
It was always an after party.
Always an after party.
For every stag and doe in town, when that shuts down, everyone drags their ass to the CT for that last hour of fun, you know what I mean?
Well, and you planned to go to the CT after the stag and doe. Exactly. So, like, the stag and doe ended at 1 at the Lions Hall, and then you'd walk down to the CT.
Yep. Hit last
but, like, sometimes you'd have to go earlier so that you could
get in.
And, like, did you ever take the secret path? Like, between the two streets, there's a secret path. Like, that was... So it's this secret path, like, it is between these two streets.
Oh, you're talking, like, near James Street or whatever? Yeah.
No, Park and South. So you can, I think there was like a railway track or something in between. So like where people's backyards end, then there's just this strip behind it and you can just walk through.
Yeah, I know the path.
Yeah. So you would take shortcuts like that and you'd try and get there so that you weren't just like last call.
Yeah, you maybe get a couple drinks, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and if the stag and doe wasn't good, like you were leaving early.
Yeah. And then that's where you're going.
Yeah.
And like that's the thing, like we don't have that anymore.
No. When I think of the CT, I think of like my favorite hip song, Bob Cajun.
Yeah.
The Checkerboard Floors.
Yeah.
Because it was like the coral and teal floor tiles.
It was classy in there. A lot of, and enough wood too.
Yeah.
Plenty of wood. You know, you gotta have that wood.
And and some of those like statues, like the fisherman head and even just where some of the lights were, the Toronto Blue Jays clock above the Friar or whatever, like by that one window.
Right.
Yeah.
Memories.
I wanted that clock so bad.
Oh yeah.
Did you inquire? No, he wasn't. He wasn't giving up the clock.
Damn.
Yeah. So. Well, and then there was like the way that it closed was.
Yeah, different.
The way that place closed was. Yeah. If you know, you know.
Yeah, exactly. If you're from around here, you know.
Yeah, you know.
We don't need to be putting that on the internet for everybody, though.
No, we're all good.
Oh, man.
But yeah. Oh.
CT memories. Well, I think that's it. I think we close episode 1 on CT memories. Oh, yeah. Because, so we talked about it. We don't have a name yet. Maybe by the time you see this, we'll have a name.
Yeah.
We first of all, thanks if you're still listening. If you're still here
absolutely.
After our stories, we're hoping to keep this going. Try to do it weekly. Yeah. But we want to do it short, half hour ish.
Okay.
Right. So that's why we're cutting it now, because like people's attention spans are getting lower. And I get it. And also it's just us. We're no celebrities. So we don't need to take too much time of your day. So
well, and I'm awkward as fuck too. So like
yeah. So we could keep going and we'll have more. Hopefully you liked this one enough to try out the next one.
Hopefully.
Stick with us. Like we're gonna have fun with this.
We're just new.
We're gonna be on social media. We'll have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that. If you have ideas, tell us.
Yeah.
If you have questions.
Oh my God.
You know, send in questions. We'll answer wild questions. Like these are like, we listen to other podcasts and we know what we like in their podcasts. And there's so many things we can do with this. And if you guys want to play along, whoever it is out there.
Yeah, whoever it is.
Send us questions, ideas. You want to be on? We'll have someone on someday. We're not against that. We're starting with us. So after we get going with us, come on out, friends of ours. Yeah. Whoever's interested that wants to play this game. Yeah, exactly. Come on in, have a couple of drinks. It's, we just have a nice little afternoon.
Who wants to hang out in the spare room?
Exactly. Come on up and, have a couple of beers, watch some movies, take some pictures,
Yeah.
Creepy.
Take some pictures.
All right. And on that creepy note. Yeah. Thank you. That's it for episode 1.
Thanks so much.
This was fun. And,
this was a good time.
Hopefully you guys had fun and hopefully you're in for some more.
Yeah, for sure.